March 17th at 12 UTC time, the flare drops begin. This is your chance to own a stake in the flare networks. Do you know how much is coming out every month to be available to claim? Do you know what your share is going to be of the network? Do you know what the schedule is? Do you know how to calculate your rate? Well, if not, we'll provide the proportional calculation rate in this infograph on the installment schedule for the flare drops. You want to be able to maintain your proportional ownership in the data provisioning network that's going to be the base layer in blockchain.
Quality base here. The Eagle has landed.
You got in on the ground floor for tokens of a layer 1 network. FLR that you will receive for 36 months can be earned simultaneously while earning the FTSO delegations, voting and governance, staking with a validator, and also as collateral to earn foreign currencies. This is one of the most powerful utility tokens you're ever going to find in crypto. We have 36 months of a distribution, and then it's over. There will be no more distributed. This is from the total supply.
Most importantly, it can be used in multiple roles at the same time, because it's you can put the token into what we call the wrapped flare contract, and that allows you to simultaneously delegate whilst having your token in an application. For instance, something like a DEX or a lending protocol or that kind of thing. So it means that you don't have to make a choice between earning the delegation return and putting your token into some form of, let's say, DeFi protocol. So that's the core use of the asset. It can then also be used as collateral in various bridging mechanisms or any kind of insurance mechanism. Obviously, we've put forward several bridge designs, and those are likely getting built out by various builders on the network, and that's sort of another use case for the asset.
Allows the distribution of the token into the hands of people who are actively participating. Behavioral economics. Create cross-chain dApps. That means it could pull data from one chain to execute a contract on another chain. That's unheard of. It doesn't exist yet. So there's this opportunity here to capture a whole new segment of the market. And this is not something that somebody could just copy with another protocol. You have to have the components in place. And so FLR actually, since its main use case is as collateral, so it says collateral in the layer cake system, in the F-asset system, it needs to have value.
Because I'm sure one of the questions everyone asks is, why did it take us so long to get from the snapshot to here? And that's because we completely rebuilt and redesigned all of the protocols from the ground up.
Okay.
And the reason we did that was to make them extensible beyond one network to many. And so that's like essentially the state connector was completely redesigned and required an extensive re-engineering process to make it essentially able to connect to every network. And so what Flare is today is a network that is designed not only to provide a service to the XRP ledger, but to provide essentially interoperability where possible for all blockchains. And not just blockchains, but with the internet. So with FIPO1, what we're trying to do is actually make that then work, because there is no possibility that interoperability for non-XRP blockchains, that anyone would play with that if there's a set of people receiving tokens for the next 36 months that they have no chance of joining. Essentially, the expanded vision would be dead in the water. Completely dead in the water.
Because it would basically be exclusive to XRP at that point.
Exactly. So imagine if you were a developer who wanted to build something between Flare and Cosmos.
Yep.
But yet you've then got this separate group of people who are continuing to receive tokens over here. So therefore, essentially, the existing structure of the distribution just didn't work at all for the concept of having a broadly interoperable chain. It only worked if we were going to be interoperable only with XRP. If the network has changed dramatically, which it has since that original snapshot. So at the time of that original snapshot, the network was designed only to be a smart contract layer that referenced the XRP ledger.
Okay.
So having essentially distributed the token to people from XRP, it was then designed to be only allied to XRP. In the last 2 years, we've completely redesigned the network.
Yep.
Such that it is no longer does no longer serve one network, but is itself its own network that can serve all of the networks. So not just XRP, but Bitcoin and Litecoin and Dogecoin. And,
so instead of
being
locked into that one network, you've seen the potential for the whole industry.
To us, the utility in serving multiple networks, especially the smart contract networks, the newest smart contract networks, being able to tie up between XRP, Bitcoin, and the smart contract networks, and Ethereum L2s,
right.
This is where the utility is. It's in acting as the bridge between all of these different things.
The key to keep in mind why Flare will gain adoption, or can gain more adoption than typical networks and get more assets on it. So the idea is to get these other assets, the blue chip cryptos, the Bitcoins, the Litecoins, the ETHs, everything, as many as possible, onto Flare or onto dApps that run on Flare and run on QuestChain, but they ultimately are on Flare, is that every asset earns yield in FLR. No other network pays you yield in their native L1 token to bring your asset there. That's unheard of. So then they become a vested stakeholder. So it's not like earning some random dApp token or yield farming token that people are just going to dump. It's the community who drives the adoption and the development and the use of that network and its applications. That's why we, as the foundational community of Flare, I think this FIP01 proposal is, I'm going to say, absolutely brilliant. You got in on the ground floor for tokens of a layer 1 network.